welcome to the crew of SAINT-YAGO Night Parade, also known as the Gasparilla Festival Night Parade on this 8th of February 1992, Saturday night at approximately 7:20 when this was being taped. And of course brought to you by Jones Intercable exclusively for the city of Tampa and elsewhere. I'm CAROLL SUDLER, and along with me is FRAN Kelly. And Fran, how would you describe the temperature right now? We can see that you're dressed warmly. Is that for effect, or are you really cold?
No, Carol, I'm really cold, and I think you are too. You're kind of dressed for effect or for reality? No reality. It is chilly here tonight. It was chilly last week, and I think the temperature will probably continue to drop. Most everyone that we see is pretty bundled up.
It's about 51 degrees now and getting colder. The crowds you will see on your screens as you look around are mostly bundled up right now. This is normal clothing if this were up north, but for here in Florida, it bespeaks that time of year where it is absolutely ice cold. There's Chief Eduardo Gonzalez of the Tampa Police Department waving and being welcomed. Probably one of the very few times a year where a police chief will pass through an enormous crowd.
And Mayor Sandy Friedman here tonight, also walking around amongst the crowd, passing out some beads.
And that happens once a year too.
You can see, it is cold. She's got on a jacket and gloves, and she's giving a little one some beads there.
Yes.
So I think we're gonna have a busy night tonight.
We sure is.
A lot more of those kids will be getting some beads tonight, and they love that. When I was a little kid, and I'd come to these Gasparilla parades at night, and the daytime parade, I loved to get the coins and the beads that they hand out every year.
It's kind of like bread and circuses down there, isn't it?
Yeah, just little mementos that you kind of collect.
That's right. Of course, everyone knows that's Tampa's Mayor Sandy Friedman.
Right. She's walking the parade tonight. She walked last week also in the day parade, and she's walking tonight. Good way to keep warm, though.
Well, walking the streets can keep you warm. I mean, you imagine the temperature.
Especially down in this part of town where it's chilly.
Sure is. People standing next to her are bracing themselves against the cold by acting normal, by looking as though it's not as cold as it is. And she's wearing gloves for a good reason. It really is that cold. It really is. If you look at the crowd, you'll see hands in pockets all over. The police, the sheriff's department there, dressed quite warmly too. Along is coming Sheriff Walter Heinrich. We'll see him in just a moment. These are the new Tampa Police Department cars. I believe the captains get them. They're efficient and they're very fast. Of course, aren't all police cars.
And they're very loud tonight with those sirens screaming, aren't they?
Which is a rather ordinary sound for this part of town, Ybor City, but at least on this night, it's for parade purposes only.
Yes, happy to see it be that way. Got some sheriffs going by there on their motorcycles as they scoot up the street to try to keep it clear as the parade gets underway.
It's wonderful to see this many people in Ybor City. I'm guessing at least a couple 100,000 on both sides. As you know, last year there was no Gasparilla. They took it away. They came back this year and they set a record for attendance.
Yeah.
Of course, when you take something away and you bring it back, it usually people jump on it. And this night parade is absolutely jam-packed. People are behaving as well. It's not like the normal Guavaween festival where people are running with chainsaws and hacking at each other, throwing vodka bottles. I mean, this is a very sedate crowd. Many of them have bathed. Look.
This is a well-behaved crowd. I think everybody's just really enjoying having Gasparilla and the night parade back. I don't think anyone really realized how much fun it was every year to have this event. And then, of course, last year we didn't have it. So there's Sheriff Heinrich going by right now. Sheriff of Hillsborough County, and he's bundled up tonight. He's got on his overcoat.
He's got on his sheriff's costume, keeping warm because it is cold. It's insufferably cold. But I'm glad that these events happen in the middle of winter as opposed to the middle of August, where it would be 90 degrees out. And you have kind of a restless crowd. But tonight they're all getting together. Something about cold air. People kind of snuggle up.
Well, this proves there is winter in Florida.
Plenty of it.
We have had a cold winter this year. And lengthily. So, sometimes we get a cold day. Yeah, we get a cold day. Lengthily. Long. Lasting in duration.
Very good.
We have had a cold one this year. Usually we get a couple of cold days and it disappears and it's back to 80 and off to the beach. And this year it's been going chilly for a while.
Except this time you can't wear a tea-back bathing suit.
That's right. No more. That's a no-no to all you people out there. No more tea backs.
Special county commissioners, in their infinite cleverness, have made it illegal for you to wear clothes of your choice. They now tell you what to wear, even if you're at home in a vault in the basement behind 20 feet of concrete and steel, and you put on a tea bag, you can pay a $500 fine and spend 6 months in jail.
We have some more people going by there. And here come the mounted sheriff's unit on their horses. And of course, as we talked about last week, they use those horses for a lot of times crowd control when they have big gatherings like this. They're out.
Crowd control.
They're out again tonight.
Do not look over your shoulder. Stay away from the windows. That kind of crowd control.
Look at all the noise there is here tonight and how well behaved those horses are. They're not spooked or bothered by it at all. They're actually trained for that.
I saw some great horses last week at Cheval at Polo. Got there at 2 for the first chukka. It was great fun.
And here comes Leto marching band, the Falcons. They're back again tonight. No, the girls have their jackets on tonight, Carol. I think everybody got a real dose of it last week. It was so mild when the day parade started, and as the day wore on and it set in, the wind picked up, it got very chilly.
And they have to wear their jackets to keep from horripilating.
So I think everyone was well prepared.
You're not horripilating tonight, are you?
No, I'm not, Carol.
Well, that's why you wore that warm jacket. Horripilating, by the way, goosebumps. But you looked at me as though it were something else. What did you think it might have been?
With you, no one can ever be sure.
That's what you said last night. Now, look at them go down the road. Waving their flag.
Oh, did you have another dream?
Yes, they were waving American ones. That is not the case. Leto High School, one of the neat things about high school bands is it creates an enormous amount of discipline having to master an instrument. A lot of us watching television, everything from 60 Minutes to whatever. And the networks tend to paint high school students with all these dropouts and maniacs, but here's proof that they're not. Many of them are very disciplined and civilized. These people will end up being able to do a lot with their lives.
Oh, yeah.
To know music is to know a lot.
It's quite...
You heard it here first.
Quite an ability they pick up. They can go on and, if they care to, get into college marching bands. And on to, wonderful careers available in music.
Right.
Lead to all sorts of good things. And we have some more cars rolling by, and here comes some members of the crew of SAINT-YAGO emerging here tonight, and they are our hosts for the night parade down here.
Have we not pointed out the difference between Ybor City and Tampa?
Oh, Lou Piniella rolling by. He is a native son, somebody who Tampa is very, very proud of. Of course, if you're a baseball fan, then you know Lou Piniella's background. He went to Jesuit High School here in Tampa.
And listen to the crowd go absolutely bananas. We have a legitimate bona fide hero here tonight.
We do. We've got a real local homegrown hero going by. And
they're all waving and going absolutely nuts. This is fabulous.
That's so important, though, for kids everywhere and here to have that kind of role model, for this guy to come and be involved. And, of course, he's with the Cincinnati Reds, and they're right over in Plant City is where they do their spring training.
Well, as everyone knows, Florida has become one of the most popular places in the nation to be around springtime, not because of the weather, of course, the spring break and such, but because the baseball teams get to take advantage of the weather for spring training. You can go see a great game for a couple of bucks, sometimes free. Can't beat that.
You see, we've got a real good crowd here tonight. Again, it's just packed. Last week, so many people are out. This week, so many people are out. And as we said earlier, Ybor City is a really fun place to have this event. It's an old, very historical part of town. It's on the national historic register for the preservation of buildings, and there'll be a lot of activity happening down here over the next couple of years with renovations.
Let us hope that there's money for that and interest. It seems like there would be a location like this that looks so much like New Orleans. And of course, this is our own version of Mardi Gras. Just like Mardi Gras there, this is at night as well.
Well, the night parade has always been a favorite of mine. It's fun. It's a lot of fun down here, the atmosphere. Some more members of the crew of SAINT-YAGO rolling by. That's a beautiful old Cadillac Eldorado. You don't see those anymore. They don't make American cars like that anymore. That's for sure.
Don't make them like that anymore. Of course, most people watching this right now own Japanese cars, don't you? Admit it.
The Grand Marshal of the Knights of SAINT-YAGO passing by.
Throwing trinkets out of his Cadillac automobile at the sweating masses.
Looks like he's had years of practice. He's got that bead throwing down pat, doesn't he, Carol?
Yes.
He really does.
He sure does.
Tosses them right out into the crowd.
By the way, we need to thank GTE, who's been kind enough to offer this area upon which we are perched, looking down at the parade and able to see with such great visibility everything that's going on and record it for you on television. GTE, power is on.
There are my favorite guys, the Florida State Troopers rolling by. I've had the pleasure of meeting their company out on the byways and highways of Florida here and there.
How did you get to meet them?
Because they like me.
They pull you over and say hi as you go screaming down the highway at 110, right?
Well, I'm going to take a Fifth Amendment on that and not incriminate myself publicly on television. But
how about privately on television?
But no.
I mean, they may not have cable.
Yes, but thousands of other people out there do.
And they would tell.
They just might.
It reeks of Nazism, doesn't it?
There's
something about cold weather in the brain.
Going by.
And he's in a LeBaron.
LeBaron. Rolling by. Up, here comes
the big float. I think I prefer this parade to the standard daytime Gasparilla parade. I think it's got a lot more style.
The SAINT-YAGO Royal Float passing by in front of us.
There's just something about the actual original inhabitants of Ybor City that seems to be a lot more genuine and real, and they're not doing this because they perceive themselves to have made money or such. They're doing it because it's part of their tradition. So there's less pomp and more local color.
As they go by.
Hurling beads.
They're hurling beads at us again, Carol.
Yeah, well, I think we'll get...
They are. They're hurling beads at us. What did we do to have beads hurled at us?
We sat here.
Yes, we did sit here. But I think we're sitting back a little bit far tonight.
And four's up.
Some more knights tossing beads out.
All right. To power a vehicle like that, as we see disappearing, you'd have to have some pretty powerful generators to crank up juice to run all those light bulbs. You know, I was at the State Fair today, Fran.
You were?
It was really quite an amusing trip. I'll tell you about that a little later. It was kind of special.
There's a former king and queen of Crew SAINT-YAGO passing by in front of us. I believe that's the outgoing king and queen. Of course, this year's reigning king and queen just passed by in front of us on the actual royal float.
I like the way they do the changing of the guard in Uganda. When Idi Amin was dictator there, the incoming lot would shoot the outgoing lot. It's kind of a big ceremony.
Well, that would be rather different to see down here.
Not legal either.
No, it might put all these police to work.
More than they, yeah, it'd be mucho busy, wouldn't it?
Yep, I think they would be very busy.
I just finished, by the way, eating a delicious Italian sausage. And I'd point out, it's not the kind of thing we eat often. I mean, we're all told, low cholesterol, low fat diet, things of that nature, arteries and hearts, with separating, squirting heart attacks that sausages are. But on a night like this, with temperature like this, it's now dipped to 50. It's on the cusp of 49 and 50. There's something about a hot Italian sausage with onions and green peppers and some hot mustard that makes it worth it.
Some more people bundled up, rolling by, tossing the beads out. Tonight's a big night. They'll have all these leftover beads. These guys will be really... Tonight is the night. So they're rolling by.
Yes. Please talk, thank you. All right, we will. We were sitting agape and staring at the cars that were going by, waiting for some of the bigger floats, such as this one.
And here comes Miss Tampa, and this is the City of Tampa float.
And she's horripilating. She's wearing a nice warm coat.
Yeah, yeah. And their theme was centered, I believe, around the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus, of course, coming to the New World and discovering America, and thus one thing led to another, and here we are.
And all those Indians were killed. What a good idea to base your float on that. How come there's no float of dead Indians behind it? Must have been too expensive for taxpayers to pay for.
And there's Christopher Columbus waving now.
Neat guy.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
He did know what he's doing, and we have Sam Gibbons.
Speaking of neat guys, Sam Gibbons. My, why isn't he in Washington working?
Because he's here working.
Oh, really? What's he doing?
He's working on votes. He's making a personal visit to all those voters here back at home.
Because he cares,
who
Fran?
write so many letters to him.
That he doesn't respond to?
We're not sure.
That's why he's here, making a personal response to show that he cares.
He just looks thrilled to be here.
He sure is thrilled to be here. Maybe they'll throw money at him and he'll really smile. Maybe he'll raise his own salary and really smile.
Maybe they'll pelt him with some beads.
Wouldn't that be swell?
Beads and coins. Oh my goodness.
There's an old
fire department rolling by.
It's very stylish about the old fire trucks.
They are. They're really beautiful in their own way.
Heavy steel monsters.
And that's a nicely restored one.
Yeah, it sure is. I saw, where was I? In Manhattan several months ago, and they still use the water ones. They just pump it directly out of the water beneath them in the boats. The floating fire trucks, that is.
Oh, thank you.
They still use the water ones. You're kidding. They still use water to put out fires? Why, yes. No, these are the boat ones. Cool. I mean, they can blow a shot of water. Actually, there's a fireman sitting right next to us. Ask him how much pressure comes out of one of those. How much pressure comes out of one of those hoses?
It varies from, that was a
says it varies.
model there.
Let's pass this over.
Check this out. I'm gonna get on cable now.
Fireman here is gonna give us a little insight on this fire truck.
Tell us your name.
My name is Charles Chapman.
What's your name, sir? Charles Chapman. And we just saw an antique fire truck go by, which I imagine still would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that one is still in working condition.
How much pressure comes out of a hose like that? I can only imagine back then the technology might not have been as good as it is today. But
out of that one there, I would assume, I'm not sure about what that is rated at, but most of the pumpers that we had are rated at something like 1,500 psi, which is pressure per square inch.
Cool.
And I mean, that one there is probably, like I said, still in working condition, but since technology have changed over the time, the ones that are up to date at this time, which I'm stationed out of Station 4, which is here in Ybor City, and we're here actually as far as emergency medical.
Do you live in town here?
Yeah, I live in Tampa. I'm from Tampa.
What's it like on a normal night? We were pointing out that it's absolutely jam-packed.
Yeah, tonight is going to be extremely busy. What we're doing here, I'm on duty now, but we're set up at the command post for medical assistance to anyone to get injured here. And basically, we're just overseeing the people, making sure all the people in the city of Tampa stay injury-free.
The crowd tonight is different from Guavaween?
Yeah, extremely different. Guavaween night was extremely
nice.
You had a lot of people hyper,
Yeah.
excited, a little intoxicated before they got here.
A little? Just a little, right?
I couldn't really say because I didn't have some type of meter to monitor how intoxicated
it would start a fire.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So it was real. Tonight it seemed like people a lot more mellow than Guavaween night.
All right, well, thanks for coming by and giving us some insight.
No problem.
Nice guy. We're lucky to have people like him around to scoop us out.
He won't have to work tonight. Everybody will
That's right.
stay safe.
Well, what?
Will stay safe.
Oh, they said spay safe.
You know, not run out there.
Let's go have a
and
spaying
play,
party. Bring your dog.
Not dive for beads or run between floats, but stay safe.
That's right.
Stay back. Listen to your local law enforcement officer standing on the corner.
That's right. And don't wear a
Guiding
T-back
you-
bathing suit or you'll end up in the
guiding you where to
Cusco.
be. Oh, yes. Don't wear your tea bag tonight.
Now, Fran, you would look exceptional. I mean, I don't wish to sound fresh, but
You're guesstimating.
you're quite the Calipigian, if I do say so myself. And my suspicion is that a T-back on you would, I mean, they ought to reverse the law in favor of good taste.
It would be cheeky.
Touche. That's right. By the way, we ought to thank Billy Budget and Steve Cable for supplying us with the electricity tonight, so we're able to broadcast this to you. People up on the balcony. This is straight across from where we are sitting way up top. Very much like New Orleans. Balconies in front of every building. Very civilized. Hell of a lot of fun.
Actually, the fellow there in the blue jacket to the very left of your screen is running our camera from the balcony there, and he's getting all of our very nice
And waving with an outstretched
from up
finger.
there.
Yes. Now
I
he's
think-
looking.
I think he's got his own party
He's-
going on up there.
He's
is what
drooling.
He's got going.
He's definitely drooling now.
He's trying to get the attention away from himself, isn't he?
No, now he's
Yeah,
grabbing the
some
lady in
people
the fur
waving.
coat just behind him. Okay. The crowd still waits and waves as new floats continue to come down the road. People are waiting in anticipation. The one
crowd?
thing we saw during the Gasparilla parade, the floats were backed up one to another, and it was like a choo-choo train. They were all hooked together. And here tonight, for some reason,
We've got like a little stop here
they're spaced out.
in the parade.
they're very spacey tonight.
Some things have gone by, and now we've had a little bit of a slowdown. Hopefully, there's not a float or something a little further down the parade route that we can't see holding them up.
Did I tell you about the gargantuan pig at the state fair, Fran?
No, but why? Well, as a matter of fact, you did. But I think it could use. It was so descriptive. I want to see if you can describe it again quite the same way.
Well, no, it's simple. They have like the world's largest pig, the world's largest horse for one thing. I mean, I don't think your dog would want to chew on this thing. It's tough meat. But the world's largest pig. And the thing about it, aside from the fact it was like 3 tons, 6,000 pounds of pork chop, but it was horripilating. It had like these little tusks, and its fur looked more like wire, and had all this kind of spidulous black, tough, follicular kind of black shoots coming out of its skin, and it sweated. And it was huge, and there were flies constantly buzzing around it. So you'd get near the pig, not to mention the fragrance of a big sweaty pig. But the flies, it has sort of a stereophonic ambiance.
I bet it just drew you right to it. You smelled that swine odor. And
Yes.
said, swine.
It was eau de cochon. That's right. It was Schweinwasser.
I cannot hold myself back. I must find the Schwein.
I must find the Schwein, and I found the Schweinhund. And alas, I did see it, and I reveled and luxuriated.
You know, Carol,
Yes?
to change the subject, we're getting a real nice shot of one of the older buildings down here.
And one of the bigger
I think
banners.
That is what the yes, and thanks to GTE for allowing us to
That's
share
right.
their space up here tonight. That is the Cuban club or the Italian club. I'm not sure which one.
It's the Italian club.
It is the Italian club. There will be quite
a few Italians.
An event going on over there later on tonight. It's going to be the Writers and Artists Ball.
And they're going to have a ball.
Their party over there.
Do
all
you
sorts
remember,
of bands.
Fran, do you remember the old Artists and Writers Ball of years past? How crazy they were?
Oh, they get out of control.
I mean, this was
insane.
nuts. Yeah.
Absolutely insane. That's one of the hotter parties of the year is the Artists and Writers Ball. And we're getting a nice shot of some pirates here tonight. It looks like they're having a pirate conference down there, and they're trying to decide what they're going to do here.
I mean, what a neat time of year when a man can actually walk around with feathers in his hair and not be laughed at.
That is special, Carol.
I think it's special.
That is very special. Well, there's a little pirate. He's down there. I don't know who he is sword fighting, but he was really going at it.
Teach him young to brandish arms. And here comes another float. And you'll notice that one is hot. And it's the Tampa Electric float.
Coming by.
Just like real life with Tampa Electric.
With
a big pirate flipping a bird. Oh no, it's saluting.
It's the Tico. And they've got a nautical theme this year. And you know, they went with the Christopher Columbus theme also. And that has been just a big deal this year. How many? We've seen 2 floats so far go by that centered around good old Christopher Columbus.
And you know what's amazing is there's no dead Indians on the float. I thought they were trying to be historically correct instead of politically incorrect.
Well, you know, some things are slow to change.
That's right.
You know who we've got coming along here? Is Chamberlain Marching Chiefs.
Ooh, I like that. Now, they must be really cold.
They're out tonight. And I can hear the band coming, following up.
What did you mean by that?
Right behind them.
That's right.
There we go.
Look at them. That's all in white. I like the green and white. Nice, nice set of colors, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, it is nice. And I'm kind of partial to those Indians, given my alma mater.
Is this your alma mater?
No. That's not my alma mater. I'm referring to my collegiate alma mater.
Oh, FSU?
It involves Indians. Yes, I'm a Seminole. And I say scalp them.
There you go. Good for you. Ted Turner would love you. So would his wife.
Why?
Mrs. Ted Turner. Or is it Mr. Jane Fonda? I forget. How does that go in that marriage?
I don't know.
Now here's
one of them wears the pants.
Yes, especially during aerobics.
Well, those aren't pants, Carol. Those are tights.
Oh, they're kind of like a unitard, isn't it? As opposed to a retard.
Something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Well, now we have a whole bunch of activity. We've got pirates. We've got some pirates and some young female ladies, swashbucklers.
As opposed to young male ladies?
That's Captain Warren Fraser, crew of Gasparilla, with some young ladies helping him get rid of some of the pirate booty tonight.
And you heard it here first.
You certainly did, and isn't it special?
I think it's swell.
It's very special.
We're having a swell time here tonight. Of course, where else would you get to see complete coverage of the parade but on the cable system of all of Tampa Bay, that being Jones Intercable? There is no finer cable system anywhere on the planet. I know, I've had several cable systems before. They're the best.
Look, the crowd has really gotten fired up, haven't they, Carol?
They are. You know what's nice?
They're yelling
is you see this
screaming.
kind of excitement without any kind of insane violence or nutsomeness that we did see around Guavaween time. I mean, people were hammered, and tonight they're not.
Well, I know I've been down here for Guavaween before, and the crowd has been, you're like a sardine. Look at these. You know,
I am?
Just,
you said you wouldn't tell.
I felt like a sardine, but tonight it's been very nice.
More like a kipper.
Very nice.
I thought you were more like maybe a kipper. Or a herring.
Thanks. Again, another special kind of comment. Another special kind of guy.
And we're having a special time.
Pirates.
Straggling pirates.
Yes. There they are. You notice most of them tonight don't have their faces made up with all their scars and bullets and knives and things that decorations they put on themselves. They're kind of just being regular pirates tonight.
Yeah, they are. It's possible that a lot of the toy stores actually sold out of that face makeup. I mean, you figure, what other city in the world is going to sell with that kind of volume the same kind of scar makeup? You know what I mean? It would sell out quickly, so maybe they're done. Maybe it's dead, Jake.
Maybe.
Stick a fork in it. It's done.
Oh, I can hear those guns firing now, and here comes some pirates blazing into Ybor City as they're been invading through the day and now through the night. That's a boatload full of pirates going by, isn't it?
One of the nicest thing about this parade, aside from being shot at, is the fact that it's a wonderful opportunity for both sides of the bay to merge. And it's not every day where people from Pinellas County will come to Hillsborough and all just kind of blend in together. Now, there's been that competition from both counties for the longest time running now. And as of March 7th, you'll be able to place a phone call from one side to the other for a flat rate of $0.25, thanks to GTE, who has also very graciously let us use their area to be able to bring you this.
That is a big float that just went by. I don't know if you can quite get the perspective on TV, but it was a large float. There were a lot of pirates on that. Here comes another pirate ship sailing up 7th Avenue in Ybor City. These are generous pirates. They distribute their wealth.
They sure pass it on, don't they?
Firing their guns and tossing cups and coins and necklaces. They're going wild. The crowd's going wild. They're going wild.
That's right. The crowd is actually going nuts.
They are. They're having a
big
great
time. It seems to me that during the daytime Gasparilla Parade 1 week ago, this being February 8th, Saturday, it's now 8:05 p.m., but 1 week ago, and many hours ago, they didn't seem to distribute as many beads and coins and cups. This being the Hispanic.
There's peg legs.
Peg legs.
We're sitting a little far back. We're not getting too much bead action.
But don't you think they're giving away more beads, more coins than last week?
They are. Yeah, I think they are tonight because, you know, until next year, why hang on to all that stuff till next year? That's the point of it.
Is that why they do it?
And toss it around, have some fun.
So they're giving it away because storage is so expensive.
Oh, I don't think so, but because it's fun. It's a fun thing to do.
It's a fun thing to give.
This is a fun event. Those are fun people.
That's right. You better be having fun at home. Do you hear me? Good.
Hey, are we having fun yet?
We're having a swell time, as I said before. Swelling as we speak.
Oh, giant octopus. They've got the stereo cranked up on that one. Those are some jamming pirates, man.
Is that an octopus? Or is it a squid?
It's an octopus, giant octopus.
Oh, just missed a bead. Kind of a big calamari there.
They almost got us.
Wouldn't mind a cup.
You know, if we were sitting out a little closer, I think that we would be like considered live targets.
We're not, so we can't. We would absolutely find it agreeable to receive a lot of this stuff, but it doesn't look like from the distance we're at, and safely at, I would point out. That's the reason we're high, perched high and set back, as we would be molested with coins and beads. And we wouldn't want that, Fran, would we?
No, we certainly wouldn't want to have beads and coins
and
given to us. That stuff.
All that stuff.
We're too old for that kind of thing.
That's right.
We're above this crowd, literally.
Yes, physically we are. fact, if you tried to turn your channel on your television set, it wouldn't work right now. We have a digital override system on this channel. Once you're on it, you can never go back to anything else.
You can never return.
The crowd's still waving with a hell of a lot of vigor, to be sure. Beads are tossing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I really think with the amount of hundreds of thousands of people we're seeing out here tonight, not only are they having a good time, not only are they happy, but it seems like they're getting more of the pirates' booty, bounty.
Well, they are. The pirates are definitely being generous, as are, it's not only the pirates that have the beads and the coins, but we saw the Knights of San-Yago going by, and they had all sorts of stuff too. So everybody is being very generous tonight.
Because they care.
They do care.
And storage is so expensive.
Everyone here cares.
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
Now, if you really want an extra special thrill, turn the color off on your television set and watch this part in black and white.
There they go, rolling by. Loading guns. Well, you can see they've got plenty of treasure in those two big chests.
That is a big chest. I don't know that I've seen a chest that big since the Marching Girls Band earlier tonight.
That was two large chests going by there too.
Right back to back.
Another float rolling by.
And that pirate is smoking a cigar, which is probably bad for his lung.
And
he seems to have two lungs. And there's Tyson Likes up there waving and puffing on a cigar, looking dapper. Did you get a coin?
I certainly did.
Did I get one?
I got pelted. We'll have to look around here on the platform after the show. I think we might find all sorts of goodies for some of those.
By the way, did you bring... you did bring it.
See, here's the coin.
Show the coin. That is the coin.
And it says, it has a ship on this side, and it says Gasparilla Pirate Festival, Tampa. And on this side, you Mystic Crew of Gasparilla, founded in 1904. And of course, there's a picture of Jose Gaspar on there. Who else would be on this money, huh?
Richard Nixon.
I bet this buys a lot.
I'll bet you could. I'll bet you if you took it to one of the taverns tonight, they'd sell you something for it.
I'm sure
Barter
they would.
system. Did you bring that Clorox jug with the top sawed off? I really could use it.
Yes, please.
Here, that. All right. There we go.
Another float rolling by.
Okay, here's the Clorox jug back. Now, right there. There you go. Thanks. Thanks. So one of the policemen took it away.
Gasparilla, and that's a large pelican rolling by.
Now they're really going nuts again, the crowd waving.
They are.
With a great exasperation and madness. In fact, I see a man frothing at the mouth. And he is frothing, isn't it? What color would you say that froth is?
Oh, I wouldn't even venture to guess to try to describe something like that.
Kind of a cross between the color of chyme and bile. I would say a nice yellowish green, perhaps.
Yummy.
One of our lady videographers, there's a new word. Write it down in your dictionary.
Or look it up in your dictionary.
You see, we're looking at her right now as she's aiming her instrument at the float.
There's another...
She's a blonde. She's standing on top of a truck.
Another Gasparilla float going by.
El Calabozo.
The forts.
Of course, that's the jail float.
Yes. That's for the pirates who got caught.
That's right. And the beads once again are being whipped. With what? Oh, some beads hooked over our lighting.
I'm gonna have to get that one. Hey, I'm gonna have to get that one off of there.
Climb
later,
that pole. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct.
And we will get a shot of Fran climbing the pole to retrieve those beads.
Those were special beads.
They were.
Our Mr. James Austin just pulled them off of the lighting, gave them away. I'm gonna have to have a chat with him after this show about that. He just gave my beads away.
Because he cares.
He does. He does care.
And Tampa Catholic wrestlerettes.
Wrestlerettes.
Hey, is that politically correct to say wrestlerette?
I don't know.
I would prefer like wrestler tricks, like dominatrix or executrix, putting the female suffix at the end. But wrestlerette, that's nice.
Yes.
It's like cigarette or luncheonette or what?
Well, I don't know, but I'll just let you handle this one. You were doing such a good job.
But I like your voice. I'd rather now look at that. Ooh, nah.
Hey, that pirate,
no
he
fun.
had a good spot. He was following the wrestlerettes.
He sure was, boy.
He knows the place in the parade.
He had
to be.
his scabbard at the ready.
Now we have another, just a little bit of a lull. But, all in all, the crowd is having a great time. These floats pass through here, and the pirates are going nuts, throwing stuff off, and the fans are just like loving it.
Can we get a shot of our fine and noble camera lady? She's holding beads.
Now that was a fine and noble camera lady who
She
gave
just threw
me
you her beads.
the coveted string of pearls. And you'll see the pirates will have strands of long, long pearls on their necks.
What, Fran? You can say that tonight you did get your pearl necklace.
Oh yes, I did, didn't I?
And I know you'd been waiting for one.
And these are special.
They sure are.
They don't just throw these around.
No,
so.
there she is. See, that
There
is the
she
lady
is.
who is bringing you this tonight. She's waving now.
She is an unselfish person.
She's
she
a fine
shared
human being.
The beads.
She's got dignity and nobility, and she sure can hurl a pearl necklace. And she has a pair of brass knuckles in her purse, not to mention a can of mace and a 2x4 in her back pocket.
What more
So
can
don't mess with her.
Another float rolling by there. Guys getting out some more beads and things like that.
Answer a question for me, Fran. I'm kind of ignorant in
It
these
depends
matters.
on what question this is.
Well, if it's illegal to drink in the streets, how come people are drinking in the streets?
I don't know, Carol, why people get to, I guess because if they tried to arrest all these people, there just wouldn't be enough space.
All right, so what if every single person in the crowd wore a T-back bathing suit? What would happen?
If every person I guess everyone would be wearing a tea bag.
Would they be arrested?
I would venture to say probably a handful of them would.
Well, then let me make an announcement. Coming up in exactly 2 months, when it's nice and warm, we will have a special 2-hour parade of Fran in a T-back, and we'll be on Davis Island's beach, and it should be wonderful. It'll be a sunset, as I recall.
Well, only if you wear a G-string, Carol.
All right.
We'll have a special Carol SUDLER live in G-string from the Gulf Shores of sunny Florida.
With Fran Kelly in her thong bathing suit, hopping about on the soft sands of Davis Island Beach.
And it will be special.
It sure will, and we'll be arrested too.
Oh
Just for you, for your more money for your cable dollar.
I've never had a brush with the law, Carol. Have you, like most youthful young men?
But you just pointed out how you knew all of these.
Oh, that
State
doesn't.
trooper
that
guys.
That doesn't count.
Oh, you mean you didn't know them from a?
I was being facetious. Doesn't count. I was just.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes, you do
have to
have
talk.
to.
You have to talk about those guys too. And there's some young ladies up there on the balcony. They've
Ooh,
had
I
some
like
success
that.
collecting the
Where
beads,
are
and
they?
they look like they're having a great time.
And there's that.
Our
that
cameraman
that
is
crazy
having
man.
a great time.
Look,
with
he's got
them.
his left hand.
Look at him.
Oh, right in her. Oh
Look
my.
at
Oh,
him.
good heavens.
The cameraman is
And
up
he's a
there
naughty
having
one.
a great time with him.
He's a naughty one.
What a great view, huh? And here come the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the new head coach.
They're getting applause and cheers now, which is something they might not have gotten a matter of months ago before Mr. Weish came to town. So it looks like times are a-changing, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and it says it all. Welcome, Sam.
That's right.
So we wish them a lot of luck this season. Tampa Bay would really like to have a good football team. Kind of makes going to the games more enjoyable, more like you want to go to the game.
Oh, you mean going to a game when you think that they may win? Then it would be worth the price of admission. And I think it will be worth the price of admission now. And we can thank Mr. Culverhouse for having made an intelligent move.
Oh, Oh, and our
there's-
friendly cameraman down there waving
He's
to
not
us.
friendly. I just saw him tackle a woman in a dress.
He's got street duty tonight. He's catching
Yeah, well,
all
he
these
better clean it up.
ground views. That fella, I almost thought that was the Pope there for a minute when he got that
And-
front shot of only the waist up, and the gentleman had white hair and all the robes on and things like that.
And it's Pope Paul strolling down the street. The
great.
Vatican has sent an emissary in order to make this parade more meaningful for our Catholic viewers. And we do hope that alien Episcopal supremacy will not disallow the Archbishop of the Episcopal Church to come and visit as well. Perhaps that will happen soon.
Well, let's hope so. Oh, look, we've got I believe this is the Comancheros coming along
Riding their burro.
on the horses. Look at those saddles, how ornate. Aren't they beautiful? Really is pretty. They're a beautiful horse. And they're
Have you ever
really,
been horseback riding when the horse in front of you like slows down to a complete stop?
to a complete stop, to a halting stop.
Yeah, and then they always, you know, like
Yes, I have. I've been horseback riding when my horse decided to not ride down the middle of the trail, but the side of the trail so it could whack my head with all the shrubbery sticking out.
because they care.
Because they're smart.
They are smart and they're
Because-
swell.
Because they know I'm a token weekend rider, and they figure they're going to have a good time with me.
You know, I'm going riding tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at Lando Lakes, horseback riding. Because I care.
I think we should take a camera out there and get that on tape.
I think we should. I think it'd be a great idea. We can make for a nice boring video. We could set it to Henry Mancini. Here comes the mayor of Ybor City.
Yes.
Driving an American car. This is good.
How patriotic, and
Yes.
we're all happy to see that.
Yes, we are. Especially since
Bye.
you own 28% of General Motors stock. I'll bet you are.
Oh, I do? I wish I did.
Isn't that your portfolio sitting here? What is this? What is this thing here? It's not. It is.
It's not.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's a Mad magazine. Sorry.
Absolutely.
That's just a lady mayor, by the way.
Lady mayor of
Lady mayor
Ybor
meaning
City.
she's female. For those of you who don't know what a lady is.
Some young ladies driving by. They look like princesses, don't they?
Throwing cans of
Beautiful.
Starkist.
Yes. There's a little one bundled up, huh?
Hey, I told you not to talk about that.
It's got to be exciting evening for her. I think, you see a lot of the floats go by, and there's the little ones, the little children who ride on them. Their pages.
As opposed to the big children?
Yes, as opposed to the big children. There are big folks that are big and little children on these floats, and I one and all, I think is having a great time. And I always get a special kick out of seeing the little children on the floats because it's good. They're just it's so much fun.
And they're well
for them.
behaved, especially when they're manacled. When they shackle them to the side of the float, and they use big gauged steel links.
Yes. Listen to this band playing its drums as they go by.
It's another high school band.
Yes, they're starting into their routine. And given that I am a Seminole, I don't know. They're wearing blue and orange out there. I don't know.
Did I tell you about the bumper stickers I saw today at the State Fair?
Yes, Carol, as a matter of fact, you did. But do you want to tell our audience the stickers you saw, or?
I was aghast. Let me tell you something. Seriously, I was absolutely horrified. They have a shop where they have merchants selling some kind of sort of Nazi memorabilia or something, and it's a bumper stickers. One was for David Duke. It said, "David Duke for president, the white choice." The idea of these parades are for people to get together and have fellowship, which is what we're seeing tonight. We're seeing people from all walks of life, all different colors, all getting together and partying together as friends.
Yes, they are. It's very friendly here tonight. My, what a friendly city we live in.
My, what a friendly hand you have. My, what a friendly night this is. And there's a friendly person. There's a friendly policeman, too.
Friendly. some more pirates throwing their beads, and those young ladies that are up there on that balcony are doing very, very well in their bead collecting. We've got a float rolling by. Some beauty queens on it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Some young ladies in, looked like they were in traditional Spanish.
And the generous people have brought us electricity for tonight's event. Billy Budget and Steve Cable are in that.
And here are the Rough Riders. They're coming by. As we said last week, they're a real neat group. They came about in the past several years, of course, because Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders were down here in Tampa during the Spanish-American War, and this is where they shipped out of to go over and fight.
And they stayed at what's now known as University of Tampa, UT, which used to be the Tampa Bay Hotel, which in its time was one of the finest hotels on the planet.
Quite a showcase. The minarets.
Sure.
Absolutely. Still beautiful. The skyline of Tampa today.
Tampa Bay Jugglers will be coming up soon enough, by the way. You got to check this out. They eat fire and such.
Well, here's a guy who's gonna, I thought he was gonna let him go. He was swinging those beads around. I thought that they would go from here to the moon.
I'm going to take your leave for a quick moment. I have to go check in with...
Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Carol will be right back.
And Fran will...
And I will comment on pirates.
She will talk about
and
that.
the well-behaved crowd.
That's right, because she cares.
Hurry back or we will care.
We will hurry back because we don't want the wrath.
As you can see, there's a lot of activity happening down there in the street. Again, we have a little bit of a lull in the parade, but the pirates are rolling by. The crowd is going wild, jumping for beads. And oh no, it's been a great Gasparilla. It's been a really good day parade last week and tonight, following it up with the night parade. It's quite a sight to see. It's really, really nice. So you see what I was just talking about a moment ago with the pirates and everything throwing their beads? Well, there's a young man out there trying very diligently to get one of the Rough Riders, I believe. Is that a Rough Rider? Yeah, that's a Rough Rider to part with some of his goodies he has there in his hand. And of course the gentleman didn't, but it looked like an enterprising young man. I think he'll probably try again. Oh, there's a fellow who was sneaking out in the street after something. And you can see the view from our top camera as it looks down on the street. You can see the crowd lining 7th Avenue, which, as we mentioned earlier, Ybor City is going to probably go through quite a bit of renovations, a real comeback in the next couple of years. More of the Rough Riders. As you can see, they too have beads. It's not just the pirates. And they are definitely having a good time. Looks like they're having a little bit of a conference out there. You know, the Rough Riders are a really neat group. They do a lot of things throughout the year, a lot of charitable things around the community, which is nice because they don't appear to put the focus of their organization just on this event. They really seem to have a year-long community kind of focus, which is nice. That fellow, clever, throwing some beads right into the camera. Good time being had by all. You know, kids aren't the only kids out there tonight. I think all these people who participate in the parade are having a very big time. I see the return of my co-host Carol Sudler back on the air. Carol, we missed you.
I missed you too, Fran. I missed you so much. Yes? All right, let's do this. Upon my return, I suggest we all take a quick break. Everyone has a moment to do what they need to do, and we will continue with this coverage of the Gasparilla Night Parade here on Jones Internet. The cable system of Tampa Bay. Don't go away.
We'll be right back.